My name is Jaytilya M. Watkins, and I am a proud black sheep. Now, here's the thing about being a black sheep. No one chooses to be a black sheep. It just so happens that sometimes they don't even know that they are a black sheep until certain things happen within their families. So that be clear that that's what they are. But it's nothing that they choose. They are born into that family who puts them in that position. It could be either on your mom's side of the family or your dad's side of the family. It could be that one side of the family don't like the mom or don't like the dad. And so when your mom and dad have you, they feel a certain way about you because of how they feel about one of your parents. Nobody chooses to be a black sheep. It chooses them. Another thing that's a big misconception about being a black sheep is the real black sheep, they don't care about showing up at family events. They don't care about it because they know that they really not invited anyway, or if they're invited, it's not because the family really want them there, it's because they either feel guilty or they want to find something about you that they can pick on negatively to make you feel bad and make themselves feel on a higher level than you. So therefore the black sheep don't care to show up. And why should they? The black sheep don't have to show up because they know that they're not wanted there. Another thing is, let's see, what's another thing? Being a black sheep doesn't have to be a bad thing. Being a black sheep can be actually used to a good advantage. You can shine in your own way. You don't have to, you know, hang around family members who don't like you. Understand this. In life and afterlife, everybody has a rank, right? Okay, I give you an example. It's people in the world who are just normal people. Then there are other people in the world who are above normal. They have pretty privileges. Some of them have light skin privileges, right? Some of them have pretty privileges. Well, they get treated a certain way. They get spoiled. You have high class people and you have middle class people. You have low class people. Everybody has a rank in life, in death. Whether you go to heaven or hell, okay, in heaven, you're going to have a rank. They have ranks of angels. In hell, if you go to hell, they're going to have ranks of demons down there. In your family, there's a rank in your families. You're going to have popular family members, the ones who always come to cookouts and parties, and everybody loves them because they give everybody gifts and they always giving, you know. And then you have the black sheep in the family, the ones who don't no, the ones who, if they come to a cookout, they're odd. They feel odd. You know, they don't stand out. They the least favorite. People look over them. Or just like I said before, find stuff about them and, you know, criticize them just to make themselves look good. You have to understand your rank in life. You also got to understand your rank in your family. And certain things in my family, on my dad's side of the family, it was things that was adding up to before I came to this conclusion that I was a black sheep. it was a lot of things that happened within that family to later on make me realize that, hey, you know what? I am a black sheep. Okay, one of the things was like this. Okay, as a kid, when I first met my dad's side of the family, you know, I understand I was bad. Kids are all bad. I was badder because I was liked the attention and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I always noted that other grandkids were treated better than me. It came down to me. But when the other grandkids would do wrong, you know, they wouldn't get fussed at or nothing. But if I did wrong, I got fussed at. Certain rules that applied to me didn't apply to the other grandkids. You know. Now, at that point, I didn't realize that I was a black sheep. I just thought maybe that's normal, right? When you're in a certain environment and stuff happen, you're not able to compare it to other stuff. You think, well, hey, that's normal, That I just looked at it as being normal. I didn't look at it as being I was a black sheep or anything. I didn't even know what a black sheep was, right? One time, my dad, because at this time my mom, she was, we moved from out of town. We lived, even though my mom and dad was from here, they had moved elsewhere, and they had me. So we moved to town. But me and my dad moved to town first. My mom stayed where she was at, and to get ready to move here. Oh well. But anyway, my dad was getting food stamps. My dad bought snacks and everything, and put them in my grandma's refrigerator. Okay. My dad introduced me to some of my mom's side of the family, and we stayed over their house for a couple of days. We came back. All the snacks my dad bought me were eaten up, and there was a big sign on the refrigerator saying that we weren't allowed to go in the refrigerator. There were others, it was like when one time my my grandma allowed two of her other grandkids to drive a car for free. They drove this car that she had bought for free. Then when I needed a car, that's another thing. We were always charged for everything, and it was always with interest. She never gave me anything. Everything if she gave me something, it was mostly used. I always had to pay her for everything, which I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, when it came to me, I was treated differently. And that same car that one of her grandkids had worn out, she sold it to me, and it was about worn out when she sold it to me. So it began to have issues and stuff because the other two grandkids were driving it for free. And she expected me to continue to pay car notes on it while fixing the parts on it too. That the other two grandkids had most likely worn out because they were driving it. And they drove it for free. She didn't charge them anything. The breaking point was like I believe I was in my mid-20s, and I went to a cookout. I went to one of her birthday a birthday party that one of her kids threw for her. Okay, and I went there, and I never felt so out of place in my life that it was like I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I was a ghost. And after that, I said, never again. I will never show up at none of their cookouts, none of their parties, unless I want to. But other than that, I'm not trying to go out my way to please a family that never really included me anyway. It's just that. But it took me in my elderly years to realize, some of my later years to realize that I am a black sheep. And it is what it is. But my reason for telling this story is not to throw shame at nobody. It's not to throw my family under the table. I'm just really speaking the truth. What I really want to do is embrace being a black sheep and encourage others to embrace being a black sheep. Don't feel down about it. You use that title and expand it, and just keep trying to be the best you know how to be. Don't walk with your head down. Walk with your head up. Be the best black sheep that you know how to be. And that's my reason for this video. Not the bash, not the shame. I'm not just doing this for black sheeps of the day. I'm doing this for black sheeps in others, in younger generations that are coming up. I want them to see this video. Embrace being a black sheep. Don't walk with your head down. Don't feel bad about it. Embrace it. Be happy. Keep winning. And if they never accept you, they never accept you. Another thing about a true black sheep is they don't lick their family ass to get along with them. Either they like you or they don't. Either they're with you or they're against you. And if they're against you, put them in the same line as your enemies. Now, does it mean you can't help them if they're ever in need? God wants us to help one another. Yes, you can help them. But other than that, you ain't got to go and lick their butts to get along with them. Keep rising. Keep rising to the top. Keep winning. Embrace your title as being the black sheep.